Hey everyone, my name is Dennis Carrier and I'm an analytics consultant here at Collectiv. Today I will be going over the three most common Power BI obstacles for beginners. Through the countless Power BI Foundations training that I've hosted for Collectiv, Power Query, data modeling, and DAX are the most common obstacles that I've seen users have to get through to get started in their Power BI journey. Let's jump into these three obstacles. The first obstacle is Power Query. Power Query is Power BI Desktop's ETL tool in order to transform, clean, and edit your data prior to loading into the data model. It's arguably one of the most important features within Power BI Desktop. Most of the time we see that users come in with data that may not be very clean, maybe their first headers are in the first rows, and Power Query is a way to automate the transformations and then load that into your data model so you're starting with clean data. Remember, if you don't start with clean data, you can't report good metrics to your end users. One example where Power Query comes really useful is typically in financial reports, and specifically Excel financial reports. We see your month and year across the top in your columns, but when you think about Power BI development, we really need that time period in one single column, and that's how Power BI can read your data. So using the unpivot feature inside of Power Query, you can quickly get those financial periods from columns to rows, and that's just one really great feature of Power Query. Once you're complete with your Power Query transformations, the next step is to load your data into your data model, which brings us to our next obstacle, which is data modeling. This is very important inside of Power BI. Having a sound data model is extremely important when you're building out your calculated measures, columns, and data visualizations. Making sure that all of your tables are separated into dimension tables, fact tables, and they all have their correct one-to-many relationships between the two is really important, and it'll really simplify the DAX measures that you have to create inside of your report. The third most common obstacle is DAX, or data analysis expressions. DAX is the formula language behind Power BI Desktop, and it's how you build all of your calculated measures and your calculated columns. DAX can be really daunting to learn, but there's a lot of resources out there, especially on the Collectiv YouTube page, that can teach you how to build out DAX. Our training also goes through DAX extensively, and we dedicate a whole half of a day to learning DAX and the different functions in there. DAX can be used to create simple calculations to find the total sum of a column, divide two columns together, or a little bit more complex, creating time intelligence functions such as year-to-date calculations, prior year-to-date calculations, and whole type of time intelligence inside of the Power BI system. Prior to building out your DAX measures, you want to be sure that you have completed the data modeling stage and you have all your fact tables, dimension tables, and the relationships between the two outlined. In order for your DAX to perform correctly, you'll want to have one-to-many relationships between your dimension and your fact tables. To learn more about DAX, you can visit our YouTube channel and see the content, because I know we have a ton of DAX videos out there. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and comment if you have any questions. All three of these obstacles and more are covered in Collectiv's Power BI Foundations training. Visit gocollectiv.com or click the link below to learn more.